I think we can all agree that one of the first and most basic tasks for humanity has been to feed ourselves. And for most of our history, this has been one of our primary struggles. Hunger and famine have long been part of the human condition. The Christian Bible even goes as far as to regard famine as one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Starvation and hunger have always been a substantial cause of suffering. In fact, in pre-modern Europe, peasants would even resort to eating grass, unripe wheat, and even human flesh in order to survive. For millennia, famine and hunger have caused millions of deaths and has almost always been one of the leading causes of death. Nowadays, a common misconception is that starvation and famine rates have increased. This misconceptualization is due to the assumption that our growing population causes more starvation. In fact, in the 1970s, it was predicted that by the 1980s, 65 million Americans and 4 billion others around the world would starve to death. However, the truth is the exact opposite. In recent years, everything from our daily calorie intake to the rate of undernourishment in the developing world and even the amount of global famine deaths has improved. This improvement is partially due to the services offered by many humanitarian aid workers that help people dealing with food insecurities. Furthermore, genetically modified crops developed with higher yields and less need for space allow the amount of food that can be grown in any given space to increase by an astonishing 300% compared to what it used to be in the 1970s. This has allowed us to decrease the hunger rate while also feeding billions of additional people. Considering population is expected to reach nearly 10 billion by 2050, this is becoming increasingly important. Nowadays, famine happens less and kills fewer people. It is something to celebrate that for most parts of the world, we no longer fear to starve to death and can focus our energy on more satisfying and fulfilling tasks.